さて2個目はどうする大野木。なんだ。
The Naruto-verse is full of flexes, especially ones that feel too personal. Today we're talking about the moments when Naruto characters flex too hard.
リー発生。
よーし、これで楽に動けるぞいや。
少しくらいの重りを外したところでガーラの砂についていけるわけが。
Imagine stepping into a race thinking you're about to dust your opponent, only for them to casually drop their weights, and it creates a crater in the ground. That's exactly what happened when Rock Lee took off his weights during his fight against Gaara. Up until that moment, Lee was already impressive. Fast, skilled, and throwing hands like he had a personal vendetta against gravity. But then Guy gave him the go-ahead to remove the training weights, and that's when things got ridiculous. The flex was extremely disrespectful. Everyone expected Lee to just get a little faster. Instead, the weights hit the floor like mini nukes, the whole arena shook, and Gaara looked concerned. I mean, what are those weights made of?
て何つけてんだよ。
火の意志だ。俺たち里を守ろうという強い意志だ。
Unlike Hidan, who relied on brute force and his creepy ritual, Shikamaru played the long game, setting up an elaborate trap. The flex was just glorious. Apart from beating Hidan, Shikamaru actually humiliated him. He outmaneuvered a literal immortal, manipulated him into stepping right where he wanted him to, and sealed his fate with a well-placed explosive tag. But the best part was Shikamaru lighting a cigarette, taking one last puff for Asuma, and casually tossing it onto the detonating tags like he was closing the book on Hidan's whole career.
"この森は火の国でも特別な場所でな。俺たち一族だけが立ち入ることを許されて、俺たち一族がずっとお前を見張っておく。
チェグルってよ。
Sasuke, fresh off his I'm Him tour after taking down Itachi, was feeling really confident until B decided to drop the sickest rap battle and beatdown at the same time. I just love how B knows the advantages of the Sharingan, and instead of trying to plan around it, he straight up overwhelms it with sheer speed, unpredictability, and skill. Don't forget the fact that B decided at one point in the fight that it was more important to write down a rhyme than continue attacking Sasuke. This is one of the few times Kishimoto let us see his precious Sasuke being humiliated. Next, we have Temari saves Shikamaru from the clutches of Tayuya. It was the definition of overkill. Tayuya thought she had the upper hand, hiding in the trees, summoning monsters, and talking way too much. But Temari didn't come to play. She took one look at the situation, swung her fan, and deleted the entire battlefield. It was the ultimate flex because it was effortless, perfectly timed, and completely ruthless. Shikamaru was out of chakra and seconds away from losing, but Temari showed up, wiped out his opponent in one move, and barely even blinked. With one swing of a giant fan, she obliterates Tayuya's entire strategy, making the fight look laughably easy. clumsy. It's the perfect contrast. Shikamaru, who overthinks everything, or strategize might be a better word, and Temari, who delivers devastation with pure confidence. It's also the moment that sparks something between them, proving that behind every lazy genius, there's a badass ready to bail him out. If there was ever a way to win a man's heart, obliterating his enemies in one move is probably it.
どう？終わったわよ。
こいつうちの母ちゃんより怖え女だな。
どんなもんだ。
うちあの悪に疲れた小僧がここでわしが扉だ。
貫禄半端ねえ。
Next up, we have Tobirama and his ultimate flex, the time when he lifted his finger and scared the shit out of Sasuke and others. With one single finger, let me repeat myself here, okay? One finger, he released enough killing intent to make Sasuke's whole squad break out in a cold sweat. I was sweating looking at it too. Orochimaru has survived more death scenarios than should be legally possible and was like, yeah, let's not make this guy mad. Even Hashirama, the literal god of shinobi, the same guy who fought Madara like it was a friendly spar, had to step in and be like, alright, let's calm down now. And that's the flex. Tobirama didn't need a flashy jutsu, a long-winded speech, or a crazy transformation. He just moved his finger slightly and made some of the strongest ninjas alive realize they weren't built for that kind of smoke. Sasuke was really flexing his shining arm. Like, congrats bro, you brought a flashlight to a solar flare convention.
指を下ろせ。わかった。そうチャクラを荒立てるな、兄じゃ。いや、すまんすまん。
But hey, I always thought giving up my old habits would take some epic training arc, but turns out I just needed a better item in my inventory. Enter Fume, the sponsor of today's video and my new secret weapon in real life. It's a flavored air device, not a vape. No nicotine, no vapor, just clean, natural flavors. Think of it like swapping a cursed item for a rare support tool that actually boosts your focus stat. Sometimes when I'm editing for hours or rewatching my favorite anime fights, I catch myself fidgeting or reaching for stuff out of habit. That's when I pulled out Fume. Plus, the wooden build feels premium and the magnetic fidget action is weirdly satisfying. I personally go with Crisp Mint. It keeps me fresh and alert when I'm working. It's sleek, portable, and fits perfectly in your gear pouch, whether you're at work, on the go, or grinding through a rewatch marathon. Over 500,000 people have already jumped on this habit swap journey. So if you're thinking, maybe it's my time to try something different, this might just be your sign. Use my code ViniiTube at tryfume.com/ViniiTube or scan my QR code to get your free topper with your journey pack. Add it to your loadout. You might just level up your whole wellness arc.
シーンの見た通り、おかげはやはり逃げたようだな。
ああ、サスケのせいでな。
Let's talk about the time Obito dodged the fastest punch in the world like it was nothing. The fourth Raikage was not the one to be underestimated. His speed wasn't the only thing special about him. He had the kind of power that even Minato had to take him more seriously. And yet, Obito just walked through it like it was a light breeze. But the real flex is the psychological damage. The Raikage is a prideful warrior, a man who built his entire reputation on overwhelming people with speed and strength. And in one move, Obito rendered that completely useless. He didn't counter it, didn't block it, he straight up ignored it. That's worse than getting beaten, you know. That's disrespect on a fundamental level, like telling someone their greatest strength is irrelevant.
お前たちに勝ち目はないぞ。第4次任海大戦、ここに宣戦を布告する。
第4次任海大戦じゃと。正気か。
今度は戦場で会おう。
ここで火影として決着をつける。
だが、お前などに用はない。あるのは
俺だろ。
We have a Naruto flex next, and I gotta say, Naruto had guts for this one. Tsunade was facing down pain, completely out of chakra, and at the mercy of the same guy who just nuked the entire Hidden Leaf village into a crater. She'd done everything she could and used all her strength to protect as many people as possible, but in the end, she was completely drained. And the Akatsuki members, they weren't about to let go. But that's when Naruto pulled up like a damn superhero. I absolutely loved how Naruto flexed on those who body bagged the entire village. Tsunade had spent her entire entire life protecting Konoha, but this was the moment someone finally protected her. And who was it? Naruto. The same kid she once saw as a reckless brat had now become the village's strongest protector. Kakashi's flex against Zabuza is one of the best flexes that made us all fall in love with the Naruto series. He became his opponent in real time. Zabuza had no idea what kind of a ninja he was fighting against. That was his biggest mistake. The moment Kakashi activated his Sharingan, the fight turned into a one-man talent show. At that moment, Zabuza realized that he was fighting a perfect copy of himself. And that's when reality hit. The Demon of the Mist was getting outplayed at his own game. A feared assassin completely dismantled by a shinobi who made copying techniques look effortless. And to top it all off, Kakashi wasn't even breaking a sweat. It was just another day in the office for the copy ninja. This was one of the coldest flexes in Naruto history. Kakashi turned the battle into a masterclass, showing why the name Copy Ninja Kakashi was feared across nations.
なぜだお前には未来が見えるのか
ああお前は死ぬ
忍法ガマ口縛り無駄だこれまでここから抜け出せたやつはおらんの
Next up, we have our dear Jiraiya, the legendary Sannin, a war veteran and a certified pervy sage. When he decided to fight Itachi, it was such a powerful move. The fact that this old man never ran away from the battlefield says a lot about his strength. Itachi and Kisame think they've figured it all out. They know very well that Jiraiya is not someone to be underestimated. So, instead of a full-fledged fight, they kidnap Sasuke and trap him in a nightmare. Jiraiya couldn't let that happen to his student. And Itachi, he knows it's time to yeet. Jiraiya whips out his toad mouth trap, literally turning the entire hallway into the inside of a giant toad's stomach. The fact that Jiraiya made both Itachi and Kisame run for their lives is such a big flex. The real takeaway though, Jiraiya and Itachi had mad respect for each other. Neither wanted that smoke, and honestly, that just makes both of them even cooler.
いないってばよ。よもやこの壁が突き破られるとはの。
つくよみは愚かアマテラスまで使わされてはな。俺の勝ち。しまった。さっきのクナギへ飛んだのか。
Minato's fight against Obito remains one of the coldest displays of skill in Naruto. The best thing about the entire scene is how skillfully Minato dealt with the entire situation. Obito kept monologuing while Minato kept thinking of a way to shut him up. He treated every second with precision, executing a flawless plan in the heat of battle. This efficiency is why he's regarded as one of the greatest shinobi ever. Obito went into this fight thinking he was the mastermind, but Minato flipped the script in an instant. The battle was short, but it was a masterclass in speed, precision, and sheer dominance. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate the choreography of this scene? 1 second, there's absolute silence, then boom! That insane BGM kicks in just as Minato is about to unleash hell on Obito. Pure cinematic perfection.
油断も隙も平石の術契約封印これから九尾を引き離す気か
Enjoying the flexes so far? Your favorite flex hasn't shown up yet? Well, don't worry, we've got more entries. Until then, I'd truly appreciate it if you could give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. And you might as well turn on the notification bell icon while you're there. Thanks.
自爆転生ナルト頼む
Let's talk about one of Sasuke's wildest flexes, his Jibaku Tensei. Planetary devastation is like a piece of cake for Sasuke. Imagine getting the ability to drop literal moons on people. Yeah, that's how crazy it was. Jibaku Tensei is already broken, but Sasuke, he took it to another level. Instead of sealing just one person, Sasuke trapped all the tailed beasts simultaneously. That's right, 9 of these giant chakra-filled kaiju got sucked into massive meteor prisons and they couldn't do anything about it. And the best part, he did this right after Naruto thought everything was cool between them. We finally ended the war. Let's all be friends. And Sasuke hits him with, nah, I'm trapping your giant fox buddy in space. Sasuke's Jibaku Tensei was straight up disrespectful, but you gotta admit, it was one hell of a power move.
いや、兄弟喧嘩はここで終わりにするってばよ。
やはり早い
It's absolutely mind-blowing to think that Madara, the same guy who laughed in the faces of the 5 Kage and treated them like they were nothing, turned around and declared that Guy was the strongest of them all. That's not just some empty compliment either. It's Madara Uchiha, one of the most arrogant and overpowered shinobi in history, giving genuine respect. The fact that he had this strength all along but only used it when necessary makes him even more legendary. Madara acknowledging him as the strongest in Taijutsu wasn't just empty praise, it was a moment of absolute respect. And the way Guy never lets down to shake his belief in hard work, that's what made him a true beast. Let's talk about the time Sasuke straight up saved Konoha by casually slicing a meteor in half like it was nothing. It's one of those times where Sasuke reminds everyone that even though he's chill and brooding now, he's still built differently. Konoha is minding its business when, out of nowhere, a giant flaming meteor comes crashing down from the sky, threatening to wipe out everything. Sasuke appeared out of nowhere, saved the village, subtly disrespected Kakashi, and then left. Imagine seeing your student whom you haven't seen in years using the technique you taught him to destroy a meteor right in front of you, saving the town you're standing on. Sasuke is the kind of guy who makes god-tier feats look effortless, and this meteor scene is a perfect example of why he's still one of the most ridiculously overpowered shinobi.
お前は
あいつがいないなら里を守るのは俺しかいない。
お色気
逆ハーレムの術。
Naruto had no business socking a literal god that hard. I mean, Kaguya must have thought she was invincible and untouchable, but everything changed when a blonde ninja decided to throw down. This moment goes down in the Naruto Shippuden finale when Kaguya, in all her divine glory, is trying to escape because she knows she's about to lose. But Naruto? Oh no, Naruto isn't about to let that happen. My guy literally outplays a space-time warping goddess by using one of the greatest flexes in anime history. Sexy Jutsu. He absolutely clocks Kaguya in the face so hard that it leaves all of us shocked.
今の俺のこの目に見えているのはイタチ、あんたの死に様だ。
Itachi versus Sasuke has to be one of the coldest sibling rivalries. The fight between them was the fight. Sasuke finally tracks down Itachi, the dude who's been living rent-free in his head since childhood. For years, Sasuke's been training, plotting, and waiting for the moment he could finally get revenge. It's finally time to throw hands now. The fight kicks off, and oh boy, it doesn't disappoint. We're talking high-level Sharingan mind games, genjutsu so crazy that they're literally fighting inside illusions while standing still in real life. Like, imagine two guys staring at each other while an entire Dragon Ball Z-level battle happens in their heads. That's how wild it was. Sasuke legit thought he was winning at first, but Itachi was just built different. Sasuke accepting defeat before the reveal is fantastic. You can see the fear in his eyes and movements up until he's backed into a wall. He was terrified. Sure, Sasuke won in the end, but that's because Itachi let him win. He's an absolute beast.
強くなったな。
世界に痛みを、神羅転生。
Remember the time Pain nuked Konoha? Let's talk about it. Pain shows up at the Leaf Village like he owns it and can do anything with it. The man wasn't here to play around. He was on a mission to teach the world about pain, and Konoha was about to get a first-hand experience of it. At first, the village tries to fight back, and we get some fire moments. Konohamaru actually pulling off a Rasengan, proud sensei moment for Naruto, and Tsunade standing her ground. But one by one, Pain's bodies are just tearing through everyone. Shinra Tensei here, chakra rods there. This man was folding shinobi like laundry. And then it happens. Pain floats into the sky, stretches out his arms and just says one phrase, almighty push. And Konoha, gone. The moment was legendary. The stakes had never been higher, and it set the stage for Naruto's most iconic entrance in the whole series. But before that could happen, Konoha had to learn the hard way. Pain truly meant business.
おとなしく捕まる。お前の死が平和へつながる。
次元が違う。
神の力か。
There's flexing and there's Madara level of flexing. I think at this point you could just consider that Madara equals flexing. This dude is just on another level. Imagine summoning a bunch of meteors and throwing them on people like they're nothing but little ants. Usually, when an anime villain drops some insane attack, the heroes have some time to think about how to counter, or they're positive that they could do something about it. But Madara is such a heartless guy. He gives them hope after dropping the first meteor and then just casually drops another just because he can. That's actually a big power move. I absolutely love how effortless Madara made all of this look. Also, the disrespect was just on another level. The man straight up watched Onoki and the shinobi forces struggle to stop the first meteor, then hit them with another. That moment alone belongs in the anime Villain Hall of Fame.
さて、2個目はどうする？大野木。木陰も何も全てが無駄になるということも。
Should the title of this video be When Madara Flexed Too Hard? I mean, this man has no chill. Madara's perfect Susanoo had to be the biggest flex in Naruto. Kishimoto was right when he said he made a character so powerful he didn't know how to kill him. Madara Susanoo was literally a walking war crime. The moment Madara revealed it, everyone knew it was about to go down. And let's talk about the absolute flex. Madara was already wreaking havoc without his eyes. This dude was out here using Susanoo blind. He literally said, "I don't need vision to wreck you all," and then proceeded to body entire armies anyway. At that point, it wasn't even a battle, it was just Madara showing off. That wasn't even his final Susanoo. When he got serious and pulled out the perfect Susanoo, it was over. He looked down at the Kage and said, "This is true despair." Madara Susanoo was the ultimate cheat code, and it cemented his status as one of the most broken characters in anime history.
それもお前らにとってはかえってよかったと言えるかもしれない。なぜなら。
That's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up before you go. And don't forget to check out Fume through the link in the description for a free topper. Try it. You might be surprised at how much better change can taste.